Good evening and welcome to the Dream Team Tonic podcast. What I just seem to have realised is when the intro plays, it's meant to mute all the mics, but I think my burp has just gone out within the intro. So apologies.
I did hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it muted your mic and Ben's mic. I thought mine were muted. I thought I'll get a burp out here. But yeah, anyway, welcome back.
Well, whilst we're on the subject whilst we're on the subject of the intro, it says season 2425.
Don't. I'll wait. Honestly, I've got it up here on the side to edit the clip next time. But I keep seeing it. I've seen it twice tonight. Yeah, I will be sorry for next week. But yeah, welcome along, James, with your keen eye to spot an error. How's it going all the way from Venezuela, mate?
It's good. Yeah, I now have 300 megabits per second internet. Can you believe that? That's better than yours in Darwin or Blackburn, wherever it is.
Yeah, you don't take much to get better than my internet in Darwin, I'll tell you that. I still haven't got fibre.
Wow.
Happy days. Good to have you back on the pod, mate. Nice new gaff.
Yeah.
Living it up.
It's all good.
To be fair, it's probably been as hot in Darwin today as it has been in Venezuela. 29 degrees today.
That's close to. It's usually 30 something here. Yeah, that's pretty close though.
Yeah, not far off. And along with us, as usual, Ben. All good, mate?
You all right?
Good evening. Some might be thinking I've got the same T-shirt on as last night. Just depends when we put these pods out, doesn't it? But yeah, team reveals. We've had quite a few guests on now revealing the teams. It's good to see a variation in players, a variation in strategies, tactics. You know, everyone's got a little bit of a different way of playing the game. Some braver, some more cautious, some going off the mainstay players who do it year in, year out. Some liking to throw some shiny new toys in there. But yeah, so I love watching these get built. So, James, it's over to you, mate. It's your episode, basically. Let's see what you've got in store.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say the principles that I try and go by when I pick a team are nailed players, ones that aren't injury prone, decent fixtures, and I try to avoid the mistakes of previous seasons because I look back at how I started previous seasons, and like last year I started with no Salah, for instance, and that literally ruined. It took me until January to get my rank respectable. So that's something I've looked at. As long with goalkeepers, I usually pick an absolute dog of a goalkeeper, and it usually bites me in the backside. Although I am going cheap again this year. But I'm hoping that I've put enough research into it this time and that I won't get burnt. So, yeah, I'm going I was going to go with Dubravka, but I don't think he's played any minutes. And because Burnley's defence is was pretty tight last year, and their manager's known for being pragmatic. But I'm going to go with Roofs of Sunderland at the moment, unless I hear that Dubravka's going to start. So that's my current goalkeeper in the cheap 2 million bracket. I don't think the Leeds guy is going to. There's doubts about him, isn't there? The Perry, who's the other option. So I'm playing it safe. You just want somebody that's going to start. So that's why I've gone for him, and just to save a bit of budget. I think you'll see him in quite a few teams. I think least one or two of you have got him, haven't you? If not all three. Yeah. So moving on to the defence, I would have loved to have put in Pedro Porro and or Cucurella or Aït-Nouri.
Yeah.
But I've gone for the Poundland defence just to get the big attackers in there. I do think those guys could be great options and could outscore some midfielders. Saying that, if you look at the clean sheet records, particularly of last year, it was only Arsenal that got 3 cleans out of 4. Brighton got 2, and everyone else got none or 1. So if that pattern's continued, then I think going pound shop defence is probably not that bad, and hopefully build a bit of value as well if they can pick up some points. And then by the time the European fixtures come around, maybe you've got an extra 1 million or 2, and you can start upgrading some of these guys. I've gone for O'Brien of Everton. He's a little bit cheaper than Branthwaite and Tarkowski. I think he's pretty nailed on. Even if that Tarkowski and Branthwaite are a little bit injury prone, they've had some issues. So I do think he will play. And I've got a friend who's a West Ham fan. And he's been raving about El Haj Malik Diouf, not to be confused with El Haj Diouf, who likes to spit at everybody and was an all-round bellend, basically.
He used to play at Liverpool as well, actually, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He fell out with Steven Gerrard, and he was absolutely hated in the squad. I've read since then. So some of the stories that have come out about him, he was a very disagreeable person, is what I understand. So I'm not a fan of his. And he was a horrible player, wasn't he? Horrible.
Yeah.
Really.
He was good to have on your side, though. He's one of them.
Yeah.
Well, you can only like him if he played for you. If you're against you, hated him.
I don't think he lasted, from memory, he didn't last long at Liverpool. I think he ended up in Scottish football at some point.
He was at Rangers.
Sorry?
He went to Rangers at one point.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah.
He did quite well at Bolton as well.
Yeah.
Leeds.
Yeah. So I've all my defenders are 3 million, which may or may not prove to be a mistake, because it is nice to have some alternate price points in your team.
Yeah.
But with the pricing this year being so hard and the need to get some of those big hitters in there, it feels like been backed into a corner to a little extent. In some respects, I think it would be good if one of the big players, not Salah, hopefully, was crocked or something, because then I think you'd see quite a bit more variation in the teams at the start of the season. I think with the pricing, it has pushed. So I'm seeing a lot of these cheap options being touted. So people have spotted them. So hopefully Haaland will do his ACL or something in the first game. Sorry, Tony. So my third option is De Cooper. I don't know exactly how you pronounce that. He looks like he could do well. He's got 30 career goals, 45 assists. So Belgium international. Hopefully he's been brought in as Estupiñán's replacement, I guess. Hopefully he can be as attacking as Estupiñán, and hopefully a bit less injury prone than him. So I've got high hopes for him. But that's not the most exciting defence, is it? Let's be honest. I would really like an Aït-Nouri in there, or a Cucurella. Porro could be outstanding with the injuries that they've got at Spurs. He's going to be on everything, isn't he? All the corners and free kicks and stuff. So I do think he could be potentially a great option.
Yeah.
Shall we move on to the midfield?
I like the defence, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
I do.
Thank you. So I've chopped and changed this midfield pretty much all week. Well, apart from two sort of mainstays, which is Palmer. He's so highly owned. I don't want to be on the back foot like I was last season with missing out on a really highly owned player. I've heard Scott say the same thing on one of his pods, and I think he's right. It burnt me last year. So I'm going to start the season with him. I'd be more than happy if he turns out to be rubbish, because then I can spread that fund and get some other players in. So, but we'll see how that works out. I mean, he has got massive potential. He is a fantastic player. We just need to
play
keep an eye
Europe
on.
this season, won't he?
Yeah.
You would think so. Yeah, I would think so. I mean, the teams don't tend to rotate in the Champions League, do they? So
No, obviously we've been in the Conference League last term. It kind of like nullified. Like his option was limited pretty much because he weren't in the squad for the first half, and then when they did bring him into the squad, he weren't really playing. He was just there for just in case. But yeah, different kettle of fish this year.
Caveat that Man City likes to rotate in the Champions League. I've been done twice by last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
De Bruyne and Alvarez both got dropped.
With a 12-man, that weren't it?
Yeah. That's pep for you, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's in there, but Fernandes is in there because I'm hoping he will get Carabao Cup game in game week 2, and he is a reliable asset. He's scored well every season he's been in the league. I do remember a few seasons ago that maybe not last season, maybe the season before, he started really slowly, got nothing for 5 or 6 games, and then after that he was back to normal. So I'm kind of hoping that doesn't happen if he's in my side this year. But yeah, it just goes to show. I mean, some of these heavy hitters can have slow starts to the season, but he's a quality player. He's going to come out with 200-300 points at the end of the season. I do think he's probably going to be a placeholder for someone like a Saka when the European fixtures start. So I don't see him being in my side for the season or anything like that. So we'll see. Who else have I gone for? So I've gone for, at 4.5 million, I've gone for Reinders, or Rinders, I don't know how you pronounce it. He's looked good in City's pre-season game. There's always the worry of rotation. I did have Kudus in there up until a few days ago. But I'm a little bit worried with all these injuries that Spurs have got, that he being more of in a provider role, who's going to provide to if Solanke's not fit, for instance, although I'm hearing he is close to starting. Of course, we've got the game tomorrow night to watch, haven't we? The Super Cup.
Yeah. So
I'll be keeping a close eye on that, and you never know, Kudus could be back in the lineup if he looks good. So yeah, I'll be watching that. I think, and the final midfield slot, because I've got 4 in midfield. I have tinkered around with this like you would not believe. I think that the person that stayed in there the longest was it's probably been Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. He looked great against Roma. He got 4 chances in the first half. I think there's quite a few options in that bracket. I mean, they've got a Dinger at Sunderland, Arias at Wolves, although from what I'm hearing, Wolves have had an awful pre-season, so I'm steering clear of Arias right now. But there are some options in that 3 million bracket. I think Minte could also be a good option. I was listening to Planet FPL earlier today. They had the Brighton correspondent on, and he thinks that Minte could perform as well as Matoma on the other side. But we'll have to, that will be seen. And of course, he's a lot cheaper. So it's $1 million cheaper. So that's one to watch out for.
Is he the same as Rutter? Is Minte at 3.5? Is he the same as Rutter?
I think isn't Minte 3 or is he 3.5 then?
3.5. Minte and Rutter are both 3.5.
Both the same.
Yeah. I mean, Rutter, he could be a good option. I think he could be, if Welbeck's not fit, he could be playing number 9.
Yeah,
but he's pretty nailed on, I think.
Yeah, good player as well. Both good options. Them at 3.5. I do like that.
Yeah, yeah. But right now I've got James McAtee in that slot. It might be a little bit premature because his transfer to Forest hasn't actually been rubber stamped yet. But at 2.5 million, with European fixtures coming up as well, you would like to think he'd be. I'm sure they're going to be paying good money for him. You'd think he'd be a starter. So that is a potential risky one. But I think if he's starting and playing in Europe at 2.5 million, he could be in everyone's side. But in a few weeks, in a few weeks' time, if he starts well, it might be a week or two early for him. So I could potentially switch that back to Dewsbury Hall. But that extra 0.5 has enabled me to go for a different striker to what I was originally having. So, which we'll see in a minute when we do the strikers. So what have you got? No, I can't see that. You've got 5 there. Okay. So I don't think there's a lot to say about. It's clearly I'm going fairly big up top with Salah and Haaland in there. I'm seeing that quite a bit. It is achievable in Dream Team, unlike some other formats, I think. I am a little bit concerned about Salah's output. He wasn't as involved as he normally would be in the Community Shield. There was a lot going through Wirtz and Ekitike. But this is what happened last year. I watched Salah in pre-season. I thought, well, he doesn't look as good as he normally does. I'm going to go against him, and the rest is history, as they say. It was a massive mistake. So I'm sticking in those 2 big hitters for those reasons, basically.
2 million spare, eh? You got 2 million left in your budget.
No, I think you've got a player wrong in there somewhere. But unfortunately, the screen is so small, I can't see it.
Did you put Dewsbury Hall and McAtee in?
No, get rid of Dewsbury Hall.
Ah, there we go then. So I'm missing someone.
Yeah. And
5 million.
Drum roll. Put in Ekitike.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
So that position, up until yesterday, I've been tinkering around. Like I said, I realised if I put McAtee in, I could go from Gakpo to Ekitike. I do think Gakpo is a good option, and I may well revert to Gakpo before game week 1 starts, because I'm not sure about McAtee. And if McAtee doesn't start, or if I put him in and he doesn't play, or it's not. The other problem, of course, is that I don't think there are as many options in that 2.5 million bracket. So
you could end up stuck there.
Exactly. So it's always tempting to use all your budget. It's in an ideal world you keep back $1 million or something. I think
I've got $1.5 million set aside.
Yeah, that's
I don't have
nice
Fernando.
to have that. It could be a shrewd move because it will open up a massively more a much bigger player pool. Clearly in Dream Team, it's not probably as critical as maybe some other formats because you do get 2 transfers a week.
Yeah.
So you can shuffle around a bit more. But yeah, so Ekatike could be Gakpo. I do think Gakpo will score well. Although he wasn't particularly involved in the Community Shield. I watched the pre-season games and he was heavily involved. So that could have just been the tactics that we used against Palace. I think in my first draft I had Bowen in there. I think he could be a good option. And I really, really like the look of Watkins as well, but he's 5.5. So that really pushes the if you want the big hitters in there, then I think you just can't squeeze Watkins in. But he's had a hell of a pre-season, hasn't he? And Villa's fixtures are great after they got Newcastle first.
Yeah, it's a good game.
And then their fixtures look really good.
Yeah.
So I do think Watkins could actually hit the ground running and be a great option.
Yeah, I think you've not seen many Villa assets in initial drafts because of that. I do think it's that first game, isn't it? Newcastle at home. But Isak less. I mean, did Gordon go down the other day as well with an injury?
Yeah.
They're looking a little bit toothless, Newcastle at the minute, maybe.
I wouldn't touch any Newcastle players right now. They seem to be in turmoil. Well, you never know, but it's this whole Isak.
It's not a nice thing,
not
is it?
Good, is it?
It's not, and it could really derail the season if they don't kind of get an angle on it. I think they need to. I'd like them to make a stand against the player. I think players have way too much power nowadays. I really do. I think if you signed a long-term contract, Newcastle are trying to build something there. You've signed a long-term deal. Look, just get on with it. Just get on with it. Well, I think if Newcastle were to sell, I think they should sell abroad.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm hearing, and whether this is true or not, who knows? We'll probably never know. Is that they had a gentleman's agreement in January that he could go in the summer. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But that would explain why he's been so obstinate and like literally refusing to train with them, etc. So
I don't get why you don't come out and speak. Just come out and speak to media.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times you get a lot more respect for if players actually communicated and said, you know what, look, I've been here for however many years. I just want a new challenge. You know what I mean? We all want to change now and again. I want to go and do this, and I've had a great time. But he could also come out and say, if someone comes in for me and I want to go there, I'll go. But ultimately, if they don't pay the money, or I don't want to go there, I'm well happy to be playing for Newcastle next season. Just come out and speak. You're not fucking robots. Come on.
Players never do that, do they? They always leave it to their agents to feed information to the media behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's the problem. You just said it. The agents. The agents want movement. They want these players to move. So you can sign a 6-year, 7-year deal. But ultimately, within 18 months, that agent's like, well, I've spent all that money for the last deal. Are we going to go move you on again? Where are you going?
Yeah.
And ultimately, it's caused a massive... I feel sorry for Newcastle in a way because, don't get me wrong, there's nothing... Liverpool haven't done anything wrong. Liverpool want a player who's probably one of the best strikers in league, in Europe, to be fair. It's the fact that, it's just it's a mess. And it's not fair on Newcastle to have to suffer this, where the best thing is, what made it even worse was the replacement they were lining up was Ekatike. And then Liverpool went and bought him. At that point, you go, you are, fuck you. Excuse the language.
He does look good, Ekatike. Did you watch him in the Community Shield?
Yeah.
Some of those touches he made were
really nice. Really nice.
I've heard comparisons with Thierry Henry, but it's a bit early for that. But if he's half as good as him, then I think
Yeah, you got some player
we'll
there.
be happy, won't they? Yeah,
Definitely. It's an interesting one. Like I say, it's going to probably drag out right till end of window. But yeah, Isak's not an option at the minute. Yeah.
Who
Tricky
you
one.
captaining, James?
Probably Salah, because Bournemouth have sold their entire defence, haven't they? Literally, was it all 4 of them? I heard Zabani's now off to Barcelona or something. So he was the final.
Is he not going to PSG anymore? Is he not going to PSG anymore then?
Oh, PSG or whoever it was. Maybe it was PSG. Yeah, I mean, it's just like that's nuts. I've never heard of a team selling their entire back 4 before the season starts. I mean, that can't be great, can it? Even if I think they are probably quite shrewd at Bournemouth with the new owner and the manager, but you can't expect to buy 4 new players, bung them in, and for them to to gel to start off with. So I mean, that could be an absolute shoo-in, couldn't it? If in theory, I think it'd be difficult to go against that. I do think Haaland's got Wolves away, if I remember right. Wolves have had a terrible pre-season. I think there's a guy, Black Wolf, on Twitter. He's a Wolves expert, and I'm pretty sure he's like, don't go anywhere near Wolves players. And again, Haaland could go off, couldn't he? So I think captaincy's got to be between those 2. I think I'd be surprised if anyone went different to that. Just remind myself who Palmer's got actually.
Crystal Palace, tough game.
Palace, where you wouldn't. I think that could be a tough fixture potentially. So yeah,
they're a very good side, Palace. If they hold on to their assets and once this window shuts, they're such a good side.
Saying that, I just heard that Gahey is probably going to Liverpool. They've agreed terms. So that, to be honest, we need that signing because we've only got 2 fit centre backs. You know, Virgil was not well for the Community Shield.
Oh, you could see,
which is why he didn't look as good as normal.
He was at fault for 4 goals, weren't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and he made a couple of mistakes in the game, which was unlike him. But yeah, he didn't play I don't think he played the previous pre-season game because of illness, and he's not recovered completely. So obviously, with Gomez literally being crocked 95% of the time as our only other senior centre back, Canati aside, of course, then we're seriously light in that position. We need a Gahey to come in. He's quality. I think he'll fit in well. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think another one who really ended up at Newcastle?
They've had a stinker, haven't they?
Yeah.
Well, I heard there's problems on the board and stuff at Newcastle, haven't they? I think the director of football's off ill or something, and of course they kicked out Staveley and her husband. So I don't think the management at the top there is right at the moment. That's what I've read. And
I think Eddie Howe's been having to do like a bit of the transfer dealing, basically.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
Bit of a mess up there at the minute.
Yeah. Do you think that I think all 3 of us, from looking at, I sort of watched your great team reveals last night. I think you, Tony, I think you've got 8 Nori in yours, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's like a more of a premium option. I do wonder if going completely pound shop is wise, but we'll find out, I guess. I don't
think that's pound shop. I think you're in a decent bracket at 3 million. I think there's quite a few players and obviously if someone has an absolute stinker, you could just jump from 1 to. I think there'd be a 3 million player that's probably had a good one. We might have a couple of good fixtures coming up as well. I think you're in a decent point where you can move there. Me being on 8 Nori is more. I think he's he's going to be a very long-term hold for me throughout the game. I like him as a player. I like how attacking he was at Wolves. I think if he brings half of that to City, I think he'll rack up the points through the season well.
He could be Cancelo Mark II, couldn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, if you just look at what Pep did with him until they fell out. Wow, I mean, what a player he was.
Nori would not look out of place being a left winger. He wouldn't. But he's also defensive quite good. He's got a great engine on him. He's built for that role at City. It's like a perfect signing. I see it. I did have actually Nori and Porro in at one point. I'm not quite sure who I sacrificed in middle for that. And I'm so tempted to go back to Porro.
Yeah.
Because again, it's that I hate these players. We know they just score points. And
well, maybe I'll watch the Super Cup tomorrow, and we will be like, how are we going to get Kudos and Porro into the team? Or they just get absolutely hammered by PSG.
I mean, that wouldn't be out of the question. Obviously, I thought PSG were pretty much invincible until they turned up against Chelsea. And Chelsea
that was odd.
But look, I think they've got the right manager in charge. I think they will be better, well set up. They're going to have more of a structure about them. Paulinho is a massive signing for them. Like if you're struggling, conceding goals throughout a season, who better to bring in than that absolute tackle monster who just breaks play up, he's so good sight from that back four. He will make them feel like just so much more at ease because they've got that little protection. I don't think they ever had any protection under Ange. I think that the centre halves and the fullbacks were always under the cosh. They were expected to bomb forward, get back. Their injury record was saying that the defensive line was overworked. I just think you'll see a much better Spurs under Thomas Frank. I think he's a very, very good manager.
I think it's going to take a little while for them to settle in there because I heard Paulinho does not look up to speed by any stretch. I don't think he played many games last year through injury and various other circumstances.
Yeah.
So, you're right. I mean, if he can he is 30 now, I think. If he can show the form that he showed at Fulham, then, I mean, it was epic. I mean, I was thinking we were desperate for a number 6 back when he was being touted around, and I was like, please sign him. As it's panned out, Gravenberch is brilliant, but we've got no backup for Gravenberch. And that showed against Crystal Palace as well. And of course, he's also suspended for the first game of the season. So I'm not touching any Liverpool defenders at the moment. Although I think when Salah goes to AFCON, I know this is some time away. I'm like going off topic slightly, but Frimpong will probably play right wing, so that'll be an out of position choice. He's been brought in to maybe replace Salah, but at some point, but clearly he's playing right back. But there's a lot of talk that he will be moved forward because he's got a lot of tricks in his locker. He's a great player. Exciting to watch. I think during AFCON he could be, a central sort of player.
Yeah. Yes. Good shout.
Cool.
What do you reckon, Ben? What do you reckon of the team?
Yeah, I like it. I like the defence. Very similar to mine. I haven't got O'Brien though, but he's one I'm considering for the price. Palmer, Fernandez, I've got. Reinders is definitely one I'm considering. Good price. He looked very good against Palermo in his second half cameo. Should have had a hat trick, really. I don't know what he was doing when he got round the keeper, and then he tried to do something fancy, and he lost the ball. But yeah, McAtee could be a good pick. Probably I'm on Carvalho, so I'm on 2.5 million, and I've got him because of the cup match, and like you say, Forest aren't in the cup, so. But yeah, McAtee could be a good one. Just Wooly picked McAtee as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
cool.
So
I look forward to just watching that one.
Yeah, he's interested in him. I think he'll be a good signing for Forest.
Definitely.
And the Ekatiki, yeah, I like that. I'm probably more Gakpo just because of the price. You get the extra $500,000 to put somewhere else. But yeah, he could be a very good signing. Even at $5 million is a good price.
Yeah. Thank you. Cool.
Yeah. Assessed well. There's no Ekatike, even if you kept him in and McAtee was to start, he could go off, couldn't he? It could be a brilliant option. I've got Gakpo in at the minute. Like I say, it's 0.5 cheaper. I like the way we're getting involved on that left hand side. It kind of looked at points where Gakpo, Ekatike, and Wirtz were having their own little party, and Salah were just left out. But look, that Liverpool attack, there's going to be goals coming from all over, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I like the balance of it. I like the balance of it because, like I say, I don't think they're not bargain basement. They're not. You're not going too low. 3 million, I think. Yeah, stop it there, and you've always got options to move off if they have a disaster. I think that's pretty sensible. And you've got the two big lads up top, Salah and Haaland.
I'll tell you one player you're not hearing a lot about is Munoz of Palace. I mean, he's another one, isn't he? I think he's super expensive though, isn't he?
Yeah, 5.5.
5.5, yeah. I mean, if he scores as well as of course they got Europe as well. Yeah. If he scores as well as he did last year and with European fixtures, he'd be worth that money. So he's going to be someone that we look to bring in at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if we're all trying to get him in, but it's just with the pricing, it's just not possible.
Yeah, I would like to think that Crystal Palace will not be doing what Chelsea did in the Conference League. I think Crystal Palace are going to go out and try and win that Conference League, aren't they? And play the best team. They've got to go on that European journey. Like, if they start playing a second string team, I mean, as a fan, obviously I'm not a Crystal Palace fan, but as a fan, I would be disappointed if they didn't take that seriously and then go and qualify for Europa League next season. So you'd like to see like Munoz, Wharton, Mateta, Eze, if he's still there playing and ripping it up in that Conference League. So let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy days, James. Honestly, it's good to have you back on, mate. And cheers. I'm sure we're gonna see your face throughout the season on the pods over in sunny Venezuela. But it's nice to have your insight and our lovely team. More chilled than last year, mate.
Yes. Well, I'm in my new house now. I've got myself a car. The sun's always shining. I have a beautiful daughter, 1-year-old and 4-month daughter. So yeah, life's good.
Look at that.
Don James.
Venezuela. But yeah, appreciate it. Hope everyone's enjoyed this episode.
Cheers, boys.
Have a nice evening.
Cheers, James.